Hello, friends. Look at me with the wrong banner. Am I in the wrong banner? I don't even know which banner is right or wrong. But hello, everybody. Welcome to Sprint. How is everyone doing today, depending on where we are? I can see the poll and I can see how many votes there are. I just cannot see what's winning. And so I made two banners. That I did do. So I have both banners. I just don't know what I'm reading. I think I need to go to... I feel like I need to go to the interwebs to see what's winning. Unless somebody in the chat can tell me what's winning. Because for some reason, I can see it. I just can't see it, if that makes sense. But yes, I have a poll going in the chat because I don't know what to read, so you guys will decide for me. We have two options today. Let me take this off the screen so that it doesn't get confusing because I don't yet know what I'm reading. But the options are between Children of Fallen Gods, which is the sequel to Daughter of No Worlds, and then I've got A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon, both of which I've already started. So it's just a matter of like, which one do I continue today? So do vote, do let a girl know. And by the time that the first sprint starts, I'll be reading whatever you guys vote for. So there's that. Also, let a girl know in the chat what you're reading today or what the plans are for today. And do you have any drinks with you? Do you have any snacks with you? What are the vibes? I want to see what the vibes are. I currently have a coffee with me. So I do have this, but I also have my emotional support Stanley, like all of us basic girls out there, with water. So I have both things. I don't know how long we'll be going for today because of my jaw. It's been an ongoing issue. And so we'll see. My goal is to go for 4 hours. I don't know if I'll make it the 4 hours. It'll just depend on how this one behaves today. So y'all better send good vibes my jaw's way, because as long as the jaw's feeling good, we'll go. If the jaw starts feeling kind of not good, then I'll definitely be skedaddling. So I'll keep you guys updated as we go. But let's see. Let's see where we are at in the chat. It's closed, Mel. A Day of Fallen Night is 51%. Oh, see, I'm trying to like click on it, but OBS asks me to sign in, and I'm not about to sign in mid live show because I don't know if it's gonna mess up what we're doing right now. But I can see it. I just can't see the results, but thank you for the 337 of you, 38 of you, who have voted on what I'm going to read tonight. Vin is also playing with ice. Anytime I go get anything in the kitchen, she charges me the ice tax. Dogs charge you the cheese tax. She is the ice tax. So that's what she's currently playing with, in case you guys can hear her. But I can't wait to see what I'm going to read then, if it's tight. I also can't see it on my phone for some reason, so I don't know what's going on. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out as soon as the sprint starts. You'll see the little banner come up. But let's see. I have not read Fourth Wing, no, but I have borrowed it from the library because I have been hearing amazing things about it. Everybody's been telling me that I would really enjoy it. So as soon as I am done with this, oh my god, with this brick, because I do need to have this done by Wednesday, I am going to be reading Fourth Wing because I am excited about it, and I have literally only heard good things about it. I don't think I've heard negatives yet, which is always very, very exciting. Let's see. But it's my first live sprint. Welcome. Excited and so needed after the week I have had. Listen, I don't know what energy. Well, I do know what energy was out there. It was Mercury in retrograde. The Mercury was in the microwave, and I did not appreciate it because the energy really was. Sorry, I'm looking at my cats because they're currently putting the eyes under the rug. Yes, the energy was very all over the place. I also had a really tough week just getting used to the pain of the illness I am now dealing with, which is definitely something to get used to. And so that's just been my week. It's just been bedridden, going to the clinic, going to hospitals, and just doing the things and taking it slow. So I definitely felt you on the rough week, but hopefully tonight will be fun, will be chill, and we'll get some reading done, and hopefully that'll bring in some joy. Currently reading Straight On Till Morning. Oh my god, I remember when I read that. That book was a mess, but I do hope you enjoy it. No, wait. Straight On Till Morning. No, Liz Braswell. Wait, no, that's not the one I'm thinking of. That one's the innocent one. That one's the Disney Books one, I'm pretty sure. I have read the smutty version of that, which is also has the same name. I think it's by KJ Sutton. Didn't love it, but I love it for everybody that loved it. I'm reading Truly Devious. I will be flip-flopping between reading The Girl Who Drank the Moon and catching up on Critical Role Campaign 3. Ooh, reading Caraval. I hope you're enjoying that. This thing keeps on jumping, guys. I'm gonna try and do my best with actually reading as much as I can before we hop onto those first sprint. Reading Wayward and Having Water. Reading Our Wives Under the Sea. How are you enjoying that? I feel like I've seen that book everywhere, and I think I've only seen one person say, like, masterpiece, loved it. So I don't know what the consensus is on that one, but the cover, the European cover, is very pretty. Reading Daisy Hates. Ooh, I bet that's messy, but very, very good. I'm actually getting my copy tomorrow. It took so long to get here, but I am going to pick up some packages at my P.O. box tomorrow, and I ordered both Daisy Hates, which has been on its way for a long time, and then also Legendary. So I'm excited for those books as soon as I'm done with the things I've got going on right now. Can't wait to get there. I'm out of words. I'm at a major plot moment. I literally cannot speak. Literally shaking, crying, throwing up. Can't wait to get there. I'm very excited. I'll be finishing The Sacrifice by Rin Chupeco. Actually, reading A Day of Fallen Night. Ooh, how are you enjoying it? Reading The Raven Boys, 99 Days by Katie Cotuño. Is that how you pronounce that? Hopefully so. Reading Things We Hide from the Light. Hoping to finish Fourth Wing. Homemade pizza for dinner and a nice cocktail. Sounds very, very nice. Have my exams going on, so we'll be studying computer applications in business. Hopefully all of the exams go well. I'm sending all of the good vibes your way. I'm going to read Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. Oh my god, I have mac and cheese and some lemonade. That sounds really good as well. That's a really, really nice combo. I typically do, I mean, any food I have, I typically do with like strawberry lemonade. Pink lemonade's just where it's at. So that's typically what I tend to do, but lemonade, anything is good. I'm reading Addicted to You, and I'm drinking a sparkling water. I'm reading Icebreaker and eating some Italian ice. I am reading Happy Place. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Reading Shadow and Bone after obsessing over Six of Crows. Reading My Heart is a Chainsaw. It's been cloudy and rainy, so I made Japanese curry with rice. Oh, that sounds so good too. Did it rain today over here? I don't think it did, but it has been raining all of these last few days, which has been nice because we did go through a very strong heat wave, and it had reached its 40s in certain areas of the country / city. So it was very, very hot with no humidity. It was just heat, and it was unbearable. So now that it started to rain again, I'm like, yes, this is my happy place. I never thought I'd say that because I don't like the rain, especially when it's rain season here. There's a lot of like thunderstorms and stuff. Those do freak me out, not going to lie. And so don't like that side of it, but like the casual rain throughout the day, I'm into that because it feels fresher than just heat, which is not good. Just started Wicked King by Holly Black. Love the first book in the series. Ooh, the second one is even better than the first one, if I say so myself. I'm right on that one. I would like to say that that is the best in the entire series. I feel like most people would agree with that. I feel like it. I don't know who most people is, but I feel like most people would. I'm finishing 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Words, Mel. Always confuse this title with 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Wanting to finish 2 books before Hardback Hoarder live stream to focus on Babel. Hopefully you get to finish a Babel. Is she doing 24 or 48? Because I don't know how people do that. I think regardless of the time, I'm like, it is very, very impressive. And hopefully y'all are able to finish all of the books in that time because it is really, really nice. I think when I get off work, I'm just going to I'm going to just jumpstart on my Babel Buddy read. I don't have coffee, but I need some. Listen, this coffee may or may not be a bad decision, but we're here. I did do only one shot of espresso because bad decisions are being made, but I want to make sure that they're not terrible decisions, you know? So that's just... we'll see how it goes. Reading Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper and something else. Haven't decided yet. Ice Green Tea, reading from Blood and Ash. Hoping to finish it. I am currently at chapter 32. Ooh, let me know how One for My Enemy is, Simone. I have that pre-ordered, like the Waterstones edition. So I'm very, very excited. When does it come out again? I think it's next month, right? I think it's June. Going to start Night Film. Hello from Dominican Republic. Hello, buenas from Panama. Y'all, I got Fourth Wing, but I want to start it after Wayward. Listen, Wayward is short. I literally have it right there. It is rather short, so hopefully you'll be able to start that soon. Chilling outside, listening to the Night Circus, and working on some Beetlejuice stickers. That sounds nice. I'm painting while we're doing sprints. That also sounds very relaxing. Queen of Shadows and have my emotional support water bottle. I recently bought The Midnight Library by Matt Haig and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I was almost going to say The Invisible Life of V.E. Schwab, and I'm like, no, Mel, that's not how it goes. But I do hope you love The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, because I love that one. Where am I? Let's see. Oh, this just jumped again. Where am I going? I'm trying to finally tackle The Hobbit. I don't even know how many times I've DNF'd. I do feel like The Hobbit is one of, I mean, anything Tolkien, I feel. Based on what I've heard, I have yet to read the books. I have yet to even attempt. I've watched the movies, but it is very slow going. It also just comes from a time where, you know, like classic fantasy is very different to what we now see in like modern times. Like, there is a lot of Tolkien inspo in all of them, but not all of them, but the ones that are medieval-esque. But from what I've heard, tends to be very, very long-winded. I've just finished watching the new season of Bridgerton. I literally finished it this morning because I was, again, the pain has been coming and going. This morning there was pain, and I was like, okay, so I guess we're just bedridden this morning and we're watching Queen Charlotte finally. And I woke up super early. I literally woke up at 6 a.m. By the time that 2 p.m. had rolled around, I just had binged everything and I had finished it. And oh my God. In the heavens and earth, I will tell you where you are. It was everything. I really, really enjoyed it. I also just like freak out when there's like anything Bridgerton related, because the way that they translate that onto the screen, I've yet to read any of the books. But the Confessions of Love, I'm like, listen, if whomever gets into my life as a partner is not kicking, crying, screaming, and throwing up in a good way at the thought of me, I don't want it. Like, just like walk right back out, because this show like has raised the standard. I'm like, how do we get there, people? Where, like, God, I see what you do for others. How do we get there? Because how? I mean, really, do men like that exist? I don't know, but in Shondaland they do. So how do I get myself into Shondaland? How do I just, you know, how do I get myself there? But anyways, reading The Secret Lives of Country Gentlemen, reading All Hallows Scream by Rosie Reed, Dune, oh, finally reading a classic sci-fi. Also just saw and loved the movie. I also really enjoyed the movie. I think the aesthetics of it and just like visually, it's a really stunning movie. And as far as like the special effects go, very impressive, I think, in the wave of movies at the time and still that we're seeing with very bad special effects. I mean, granted, a lot of special effects artists are being way underpaid and they're just under high constant stress, but the effects of the movie were really, really good. Reading Love Theoretically, haven't decided on drinks or snacks yet. Hope you're enjoying your book. A Day of Fallen Night is at 53% now. Thank you so much for the update. I've just finished Happy Place and I'm about to start Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. The way my school has me, it's looking like a tequila night. Listen. A tequila night sounds kind of good. But hello, Sav. Water and How to Sell a Haunted House. It is better to stay sober reading How to Sell a Haunted House. I feel like if I were drinking slightly on the tipsy drunk end reading that book, I'd probably freak the fuck out, because there were a lot. Those puppets are literally diabolical. They're really not, but anything puppets and dolls terrifies me, apparently. I knew about the doll fear. I didn't know about the puppet fear. A new recent discovery after I finished How to Sell a Haunted House. I am going to start Prelude for Lost Souls. It sounds so good. I just haven't started yet. Reading Once Upon a Broken Heart. Reading My Glad? Reading I'm Glad My Mom Died. I'm just switching words. I can do this. I can do things. Reading yours truly by Abby Jimenez, sending you some good vibes. Thank you so much. Currently reading In the Lives of Puppets. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Reading Powerless by Elsie Silver. Wine and Water sounds very nice. Reading Bloomsbury Girls by Natalie Jenner. I'm on chapter 17 so far. I also always have to pay the ice tax. I thought my cats were just weird because everybody that's, come to my apartment, everybody in my life, everybody's like, that's weird. I've never seen a cat play with ice before. Your cats are just special. We've established already with everybody in my life that my cats are like dogs because they have, they do have like a lot of like cat mannerisms, obviously, but they also do behave like dogs sometimes. And so the ice thing apparently has been a big point of like, your cats are just weird, Mel. So I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. I am reading Don't Cry For Me by Daniel Black. My switch to Paper Names by Susie Luo. Fourth Wing Spread. Okay, those sprayed edges are stunning. I had no idea that the first edition looked like that up until I looked it up and I was like, wait, is this like every edition? I don't know if it's still available, but that's the one I want to get. I'm just waiting to travel next month to see if I can get it over in the UK, but I don't know if the sprayed edges thing is just like a standard everywhere thing or if it's just a US thing, because those stenciled edges are gorgeous. Hello, Tisa. I'll be reading Addicted to You for Dorothy. I will have to leave in an hour and a half for my cousin's graduation. Congratulations to your cousin for graduating. Started getting the ninth today and eating chicken taquitos. That sounds so good. Reading Happy, Messy, Scary Love. Need a book rec. I'm in a slump. Don't read. That's the best advice I can give you. If you do want the book, though, if we're really trying to get back into it, I feel like an Azevedo book is always a nice time for a reading slump. So The Poet X or Clap When You Land, both of those are written in verse. And if you get the audiobook, it is narrated by Elizabeth Acevedo herself. So it might be like a nice, like dynamic to get yourself back into reading. If not that, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. It is YA, but it is also very, very good. And it kept me engaged all the way through. Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater could also be a good one if you're into cozy fantasy. Might be a good option. And then for a reading slump, what else could be good for a reading slump? I think that's where I cap it. I feel like that's where my brain is at. Going to be reading Runaway Road by Daphne Perry today. Happy to be joining the sprints. Happy to have you here. Queen Charlotte was amazing. I really, really enjoyed it. And also getting Agatha's POV and like her story, her development as a character was really fantastic because it is a very like stagnant season, right? Because of where George is at and everything he's experiencing. Charlotte's life is very much at a standstill a lot of the time, and the pacing of the show reflects that. So having Agatha in there to kind of, both her and what's it called? I don't even know what was George's mom's name. I can't remember, but also having her in the story, I think it kept it very dynamic, which I really, really enjoyed. But overall, the show is really, really good. Reading Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. Hell yeah. Okay, if it's not that, I don't want it. Reading The Final Gambit. Didn't like this trilogy too much, but at least I'll finish it. The Bridgerton books are good, okay, but the show is at a completely different level. The show is superior for sure. And I think there's a lot of merit to what they're doing with the show too, with changing things that are so outdated and that they're really, really trying, I think, to push for more diversity in the show in comparison to what at least I've heard of the books. I don't know how different the rep is from one or the other, but I think just based on the time frame that the books are written in, I wouldn't be surprised if there are changes in that. But I am really, really enjoying the way that they're carrying the show. It is very nice. I also just like the show, like the short show format, like the mini series. It's great for my attention span. Anything that has multiple seasons and plus 20 episodes, I'll watch the first season and then you lose me. I genuinely cannot keep up with that, so I appreciate the fact that it's, this season was like watchable like in a single go. It's like 6 episodes and it's very manageable, I think, for like a single day or like 2 or 3 days to watch. So I think that part is really good and I enjoy that too. Finally picked up Archer's Voice. It is good, but I don't know if I love or hate all the spice. BRB, I need to have dinner. We'll be right here when you're done. Think I'm breaking down and going for an iced americano. That also sounds really nice. A margarita sounds good right now. It does. Listen, I had a margarita night last week and that was intense. I had one too many, but it was a good time. And the margaritas were good. It had like the tajin salt around. So good. It was So fantastic. Currently trying to read, Binding 13. I have not heard great things about that book, but I hope you're enjoying it, question mark. I don't really know what Binding 13 is about. However, hopefully enjoying it. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right sentiment to have towards that book. Started Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Hello from Florida. Hello. My small dog plays with eyes. I love that. It really is the most adorable thing, because my cats, what they'll do is that they'll kick it and they'll hide it, and then they'll get it out of the hiding place, and then they'll lick the eyes, and then they'll paw at it, and then they'll lick their paws. It's like a whole thing. They're like, yes, we groom, we play, we drink, all of it. It's just like a 3-in-1. Day of Fallen Night is at 51%. Oh my god, it keeps on moving. I'll be rereading Crescent City. I'm reading Light from Uncommon Stars. Yeah, no, Tequila and I had irreconcilable differences and parted ways. I am dead. That's me with wine. I've had my days with wine. That's also me with beer. Have had my days with those two. I'm good. We are divorcees, and I'm okay with that. Literally was speeding home from work. Oh my god, I'm glad you made it safely. Changing into comfy clothes, getting a snack and my book. Currently, just finished reading ACOWAR for the first time and now starting ACOFAS. I finished The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe a couple of days ago, and I gave it 3.5 stars. Now I want to read The Magician's Nephew. The Magician's Nephew is my favorite. That one was really, really good. Should I start? Ooh, very different vibes here. Babel or Kingdom of the Feared? Are we in the vibes for like an intense read or like a shits for giggles read? Because this is very different. I would go Babel, but it's because I gave up on the Kingdom series after Kingdom of the Curse. So, I don't know. Hello, Kenzie. Hello, Amanda. I don't know when I'll be reading, but I'll be here. House of Hollow kept me on the edge of my seat. I have yet to read that, but I've had many people say, like, Mel, you should. I'm reading Starside. Wanted to read Tender as the Flesh, but waiting on the audiobook. A middle grade good sapphic, not sapphic novel, though, listen. Graphic novel always gets me out of reading slumps. That is true. I mean, graphic novels are always a good way to go. The Queen Charlotte casting was insane. How did they find those young actors who looked exactly like the older ones? I was so impressed. I mean, yeah, it's the same exact thing they did with House of the Dragon, which, I mean, hearing about the casting process where they were taking pictures of like isolated parts of like their faces and like bodies to see how well it matched up is like crazy, and they really did a great job with finding actors that just like matched up so well, and also like the acting itself was really, really nice. So I think overall they just did a great job. Trust anything, Shonda, to not disappoint with casting or with scripts, because it really was very good. Hello, Jalen. Just came from Barnes & Noble, got Yellowface and Happy Place and other books as well. Nothing a good contemporary can't fix when I'm in a bad reading slump. Yep, I agree with that. A contemporary is definitely the way to go for me when I'm trying to like read something and I'm not feeling like, I don't know about the reading right now. My dog pounces on ice then eats it. Yeah, that sounds like my cats. This stream is just what I needed. I'm glad. Saludos de California. Saludos. Ooh, Legends and Lattes. Legends and Lattes would also be a good one for a reading slump. That one was really good. First live sprint. I am reading The Picture of Dorian Gray. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Currently reading Kissing for Keeps. This is random, but does anyone else feel like their Libby? Their Libby library holds are taking forever to come through? Yes, I feel like they're very slow at the moment. The books I have on hold say there is a 2-month wait for mostly all of them. Yep. I feel like every single book I've placed a hold on is also the same. Like I've had holds up to like 25 weeks. A long time. A long, long time. Currently reading Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Just got it yesterday. Currently reading A Day of Fallen Night. Any book recommendations in Spanish? Trying to read more of them this year. Drinking Malibu and Pineapple. That sounds good. I mean, I would go like the basic route and say La Sombra del Viento, Shadow of the Wind. That's a good one. Honestly, I did not have great experiences reading in Spanish while I was in school. My school chose the worst books to read. And so I feel like that's why I mostly stick to English books. Also just the actual like genre I like to read is like mostly written in English. But yeah, I feel like Shadow of the Wind is the one that I'd always say, like, go for that one, because I think it's a safe option, a safe and excellent option. I don't know if anybody else has any recs in the chat. I'm sure the people will probably have more recs than I do. Hello, how are you? Listen, we're here. Not feeling great health wise, but we're trying our best to stay alive and stay here. I'm here and my jaw kind of bothers me. It's starting to bother me on my right side, which has never happened before, but that's just the newest this week. So, you know, just trying my best to not overexert myself and listen to my body. Currently reading Yellowface, and so far is really good. Currently reading Malice by John Gwynne. I don't take the Kingdom of the Curse trilogy series seriously. Yes, it's my little palate cleanser from heavy books. Then yeah, I mean, if you right now are feeling like, yeah, just shits and giggles. I've also heard Kingdom of the Feared. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I feel like I've heard that one is like the heaviest, like, what's his face? Wrath book? Like, it's just like, it's wrath heavy and it's good because of wrath. Which honestly, sometimes it's all you need. Once I'm done with Believe Me, I will be done with the Shatter Me series, and where's the next one? And I will go on to The Seven Husbands. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed Shatter Me. I have not read that one in like a decade, but when I read it, I read only the first 3 books because those were the only 3 that were out at the moment when I was reading them, but it was very, very nice. I binged them and it was great. First live new sub. I love your read with me videos. I'm reading The Push by Audrey, not by Audrey. See, I keep just, anyways, Ashley Audrain, is that how you pronounce her last name? I'm not even sure. By Ashley. Love a good Ashley book. I do love The Push, though. It's a very, very great one. Eating Uncrustable sandwich after this hell of a day. I love that everybody, I mean, I love and hate that everybody's having hellish days because I mean, again, Mercury was in the microwave and it was not very good. Red, White, and Royal Blue reread got me out of my current slump. Yeah, I feel like all of my friends also do that one. I have friends that have read Red, White, and Royal Blue like plus of 5 times. And you know what? It's a great time, and I love that for them. I feel like Libby has become more popular. I agree, and I'm not surprised. Honestly, with the price of books, I'm not surprised that people are going to the library more, but also they're underfunded. So am I surprised that there's like, you know, such big holds on books and they're not coming through fast enough for the amount of people? I'm not really surprised, but you know, it's just, that's the part that sucks. So hopefully they can get a rein in on the library situation because it is bad. I'm glad I'm not the only one who has had long holds. At this point, I'm willing to go off of my book buying ban so I can have books to read over Memorial Weekend. Listen, a nice little treat is never a bad thing. This is my first reading sprint with you. Welcome. Staying alive, staying alive. That's me. That's where I'm at. No, not the wrong one. Well, it's just raining. Listen, I got you. Reading finale so I can start Once Upon a Broken Heart. Same with me. In Dutch, we had to read these horrible books about middle-aged men with weird crushes. English it is. Yeah, no, my school did not have the great fortune of choosing good books that people would enjoy. And then a lot of the time also they would make us buy books and we would not read them. And so that just added to, I think, the resentment of reading in Spanish. And I am like slowly trying to get back into it. But I also just think because, you know, my main genres are typically, or like the preferred stories I like to read are not typically written in Spanish, or they are harder to find, at least here at my local bookstore. It makes it a little bit more difficult to pick up a book that I'm like actually interested in. And so there's that. It kind of sucks, but alas, that is the life we lead. I hope you feel better. Sending positive jaw vibes. Thank you so much. Listen, it's a work in progress. It's just, there's many sessions to go. I'm most likely, by doctor's orders, going to do some acupuncture as well to like alleviate some like pressure points. So we'll see how it goes. We're just trying our best to like pain manage at the moment. And it's, you know, it's been difficult. It's proven to be a journey, but hopefully we can get it like reeled back in soon enough. What's the most disappointing book you've read lately? Oh, what's the most disappointing book I've read lately? That's a good question. I think The Royals Next Door, probably. I literally unhauled it. I was like, fuck that book. So probably The Royals Next Door, if I'm being honest. I can't remember if I've read anything after that that I've rated lower than a 4-star. I don't think so. I love it very much. Thank you so much. I love you guys too. Wishing the best recovery for you. Listen, there is no recovering, but there is pain management. and that's on chronic pain. Fourth Wing or Priory. I need something intense and or angst. My anxiety is through the roof. I mean, probably Fourth Wing. Priory is... I mean, it is angsty, but it's just more slow going because it is longer. So I think it just depends on like what your vibes are. But I've heard Fourth Wing is smutty. I don't know about angsty, but I've heard it's smutty. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's goofy and silly where it needs to be and really good where it needs to be. So maybe Fourth Wing could be the vibe. Not I'm beefing with Libby now. They took my Daisy Jones audiobook. Wait. See, I hate because sometimes they don't notify me when my holds are almost up. And so sometimes I log in and I'm like, I'll keep listening to my audiobook. And then I go in and I'm like, where did it go? So listen, it happens sometimes. The amount of times that has happened to me with either ebooks or audiobooks, it's a mess. It's a mess. I love that I mentioned ebooks and audiobooks as if there's anything else on Libby. Just love my explanations. Should I drink wine during this? Yes, do it. They really snatch your audiobook from you. They really do. They don't care. Sometimes they don't even let you renew because obviously there's like loads of people waiting, but they're like, fuck that. You want more? How about fuck you? How about actually no. It really is terrible sometimes. But listen, hopefully you can get your audiobook back. I feel like with Daisy Jones, there's probably not that big a line, so you would probably be able to like borrow it again, unless you can't. That's another separate story. But hopefully you can. I'm 118 pages into Addicted to You, and I'm really enjoying the characters. It's a bit slow though. I have been in a big book slump, and this book is kind of getting me out of it. Listen, short books for the win. I've also been, for some reason, intimidated by longer books, specifically like fantasy books. It's a thing. We're getting there. We're building it back up. We'll get there when we get there. I feel like it's been easier for me to get through longer books if it's like fantasy romance, like the romantasy vibes. Otherwise, we are the struggle bus in many different ways. You guys are making me restless for Fourth Wing. Listen, maybe get it. Maybe I need to get it. I have no clue what I'm reading. Feeling kind of... I love the skimpy. Feeling kind of slumpy. Listen, maybe not reading is a good vibe. Starting Happy Place today. Hey y'all, I'm doing some Legos. That sounds great. About to head to bed, but have a wonderful sprint. Have a great night. Hello Ryan, happy Friday. Yes, I am traveling again in June, and I'm very, very excited for it. I've been planning this trip for a year now, I think, and I am very, very happy about doing it. Very, very excited. I think I started a war with Libby on this chat. Maybe you've manifested some good vibes from Libby. Maybe you will start getting your holds faster. I've abandoned Libby and started using Hoopla. 80% in. I'll just finish it strong and stressed. I am almost done with chapter 15. I love Libby, but I've also had the thing where I'll take a book or audiobook out, and it usually lets you have it out for 14 days as soon as it downloads. It's at 13 days. Oh, I've never had that happen to me. That's weird. I also don't update my apps. So maybe this is a newer update. I don't know. But that's weird. It shouldn't do that for sure. Also intimidated by longer books, short books for the win. Yeah, I didn't used to have that issue, but now I'm like, jump scare. I don't like it. So there's that. I've started using Hoopla too. Hey from the UK, hello. Day of Fallen Night is winning the poll. Okay, thank you for letting me know, because I actually had no idea what was winning, so that's great. I'm waiting for Fairloot edition of Fourth Wing. Yeah, I'm waiting to go over to the UK to buy it. I'm very excited about Fourth Wing. Actually, I will read it first before I buy it, so reading it and determining whether I enjoy it or not will dictate whether I buy it or not. So let's hope I enjoy it. I have Fourth Wing right next to me. Don't tell me to skip Wayward for it, because I will. Maybe you should. Going to Dominican Republic for a month. Oh, on July. That's going to be really, really nice. I hope you have the greatest time. Going to Colombia in June. That also sounds like a great time. Listen, I love all of the traveling vibes for us, and I hope everybody has a fantastic, fantably fantastic time on their trips. Okay, so I guess I'm reading A Day of Fallen Night according to the chat, unless the chat is lying to me. I really hope y'all are not. I will double check as soon as the sprint starts. But yes, I think it's time that we start the first sprint. I will see you guys in 45 minutes. The entire 45 will have like this little fireplace ambiance going, so hope you guys don't mind, and I will see you guys as soon as the 45 minutes are up. So happy reading, everybody. All right, friends, how did everyone do on that first one? Let a girl know. I got to page 75 of... I keep wanting to say Priory. Not Priory. A Day of Fallen Night. I also had to take my AirPods off because they were pressuring my TMJs, and it did not feel very good. So I had to take them off because it didn't feel too good on the jaw. But do let everyone know how you guys did. I also see that Nightbot is awfully absent, so let us bring Nightbot into the chat. Let's see if it works, because sometimes it just doesn't want to show up. Let's see. Where am I? Okay, wow. Just finished chapter 35 from Blood and Ash, and I am not sure how you feel right now. Someone want to help me out, because what in the hell just happened? Ooh, I don't even know what happens in chapter 35. I've got no idea, but also no spoilers in the chat. Got to page 292 of Straight Until Morning, and I have 196 pages left, making cupcakes. Switched to Gideon the Ninth, did the first chapter of Fourth Wing. My book is 686 pages long, and I am halfway through it. That's very nice. Got to page 148, got to page 32, got some reading of Ballad in, finally, after like a week. That is very exciting. My brother literally called me today at like 3 p.m., and he was like, yo, have you read Ballad? And I was like, yeah, why? He's like, do you own it? And I was like, yeah, why? And he's like, can I borrow it? And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So apparently he wants to read Ballad, which is exciting. So can't wait to see what he thinks about the Ballad of Zombies and Snakes. Oh, this just keeps jumping. Hold up. Joined late, only read 4 pages, finished Paywax a Witch. I kept getting distracted. I read 10% of Caraval. 10% is still great, though. Read 30 pages, now on page 50. 10% of Our Wives Under the Sea. Ate dinner, got a chapter in. Finished Flower Heart, and started reading the Tea Dragon Society. I've heard amazing things about that one. Anytime I go to get it, though, it's always sold out. And when I went to Barnes while I was in Miami, did not have it. So my luck is kind of run dry with Tea Dragon Society, but I'll see if I can get it next month. We'll see what happens. I am back, just took a shower, read 60 pages, so made it to 160. Such a hectic 45 minutes, completed 1/4 of my unit 1. Only did 5 pages. My friend kept texting me, listen, I know the struggle. Read 160 pages of Best Friends by Shannon Hale. I remember reading this book in middle school, but it's much darker than I remember. Read page 44 pages in Confessions. 40 pages. The first chapter of the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. Fingers crossed it gets me out of my 2-month reading slump. Fingers crossed for you. Hopefully so. Got 50 pages into Don't Cry For Me. This just jumped. Very, very much so. I finished Edge of Madness by Kyla Stone, and then spent the rest of the sprint trying to hunt down book 3 for free. For some reason, 3 isn't available anywhere, but 1, 2, and 4 are. Listen, that happens here in Panama all the time in our bookstores. They always have books 2 and 3, but they never have like book 1. Or they have book 1, but then they jump and they have book 4, and it's always incomplete. Have 7 pages left in Cersei. Ooh, mute me and go finish it. 40 pages of How to Sell a Haunted House. Got 36 pages into Night Film. Didn't read, had dinner. Made Japanese curry. It was yummy. It sounds yummy. Less than 100 pages left of Funny You Should Ask. How are you enjoying it? Watch Bridgerton, but I'll def read the next sprint. It's the way that I think I'm going to watch season 2. Because Canthony is just, it's where it's at. Like, you are the bane of my the bane of my insistence. I already fucked it up. The bane of my existence and the object of my desire. Again, if my partner is not kicking, crying, screaming, and throwing up at the thought of me, I don't want it. I definitely need to rewatch it. I also need to read the book. I have about 30 pages left, and I'll probably go to bed as soon as I'm done. That sounds good. Got to page 69 in my reread of Top of the Feud Chain by Lizzie Harrison, same author of The Click. These books age so badly, but they're so entertaining. Yeah, I feel like anything in that nature would probably not age well, specifically because it's about mean girls and it's like a whole thing, but Damn, did I love the Click movie when I was younger. I got to page 85 and I was laughing a lot. Wayward is so atmospheric. I had to light some candles. Ooh, to live in the vibe. That sounds amazing. Didn't read yet, but had to eat dinner. Ended up sitting in silence. I have the worst migraine and I am very overstimulated and overwhelmed. Listen, now I felt that, and it's best to just wind down as much as you can. Would highly suggest turn the lights off. That's typically what I do when I have a migraine. I'm like, lights off, probably like a little candle on. I think just smelling things that are familiar to me is very comforting. So if you have like a go-to candle, would light that, loads of water, and then just staying off everything and just, you know, doing something that brings me peace, because it typically tends to get very bad, I think, at least for me, when I get that way. I'm trying to scroll up. Hold up, where am I? Meanwhile, I'm just pulling my braids out. Hi, Brittany. I love that for you. I was watching Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I'll probably continue middle game. Very, very exciting. First time sprinting here. Welcome. I read about 30 pages of Beneath the Stairs by Jennifer Fawcett. Want to try and pull an all-nighter to finish this book, even though I'm very soulless, and maybe it'll happen if you really feel like doing so. Read 32 pages of Truly Devious after not reading for a few months. Very happy. 40 pages. Read nothing. Writing in my journal instead. Needed some time with my thoughts. Listen, tonight is a great night to do that too. It's a new moon in Taurus, so probably very good for like the journaling, manifesting, all the things. 15% into our Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng. Page 176, chapter 15 of Fairest of All by Valentino. Almost to part 2 of The Night Circus and listening to the audiobook version, loving the narrator for it. Reading Annie LaRue, reading Fourth Wing. 0 pages, but I got this in the next one. Reading Addie for the first time. Very excited for you. Page 145 of The Family Game. Think shit is about to go down. Hopefully the shit is good. Chapter 8 of Dead Winter. 38% into Runaway Road, and I'm quite liking it. Ooh, we love a good small town romance. On page 552 of A Day of Fallen Night, I think I'm enjoying this more than Priory. That's where I want to be. I'm scared though, because listen, I'm confused as hell. I wasn't confused in Priory. Well, I was confused at the lack of explanation for some things. But in this one, I'm just confused. I'm like, wait, who's who and who's the daughter of whom's? And this person's connected to that person. And I'm here, but I'm not here. So I'm just like trying to keep up with A Day of Fallen Night. I don't think this has ever happened to me with another book, but I'm trying to stay afloat. Need more time to finish the book. Listen, you take your time. Pistmel? What did I say like that instead of saying psst? Thank you, Dorothy. Love it too. On page 136 of Kingdom of the Fear, the series isn't really my thing anymore, but I want to finish it. Why is that me? That is my same level of masochism. Because I'm like, did I enjoy Kingdom of the Cursed? No. I'm still curious though. I really, really am. I'm like very curious to see how it wraps up. Is the third one the final one? I know people said it had like an open ending. Not trying to do all that, but also I think I'm good, because when I think about it, I think it would put me into a reading slump. So I think I'm actually like good, you know. I'm fine. I am a gucky. I just went to Rio Smith. Oh my god, hi fellow Panamanian. And Spare, the Prince Harry book, was $45. Welcome to Panama. That sounds about right. It is a nightmare to get books here. It is literally awful. I remember when I was moving, I was buying like it actually like has like the content of a book inside, but I bought them as like decorative books. I literally paid like $70 for one of them, and it was insane. Like, why? It just, it makes no sense to me as to why books are so pricey here, and yet they are. It is what it is. Not the accent, please. I suck at it. But you are the bane of my existence and the object of my desire. I fucking love him so much. Oh my god, Jane delayed and only read 8 pages of What the Hex. It's my first live sprint. Welcome! Normally I'm watching these after they're not live anymore. Very happy you could make it to this one. I prefer The Viscount Who Loved Me, the second Bridgerton book, to season 2 of the show. Oh, mostly due to the Edwina changes. I'm curious. See, I feel like people had a lot of bad things to say about The Duke and I. And then with this one, people are like, yes, The Viscount Who Loved Me is amazing. And I can't remember what other one is like super highly rated, because I know they like fluctuate a lot between like what people like and dislike, but I know that one is one of the most is one of the highest rated ones for the series. If my partner doesn't come with extravagant declarations of love, okay, right back to the factory. Right back, repair, and then bring it back. Oh my god, I cannot hold up. Let me just pause this real quick so that I can get through a bit more of the chat. I read a total of 1 page of Gideon the Ninth, and I had some Chinese food for dinner, hoping to get some more red next sprint. Yeah, no, my sprint consisted of reading and taking a pill, because it hurts. It hurts, but listen, we're trying. I only read like 2 pages of Icebreaker, just joined, and I'll probably try and finish The Secret History. Have less than 200 pages left. Hopefully you get to do so. Yeah, it's really expensive to buy books in Australia as well, and I know Canada is also really, really tough with like the book prices, and it's not a vibe at all. I also watched these after they were no longer live. Glad to hear I'm not the only one. Glad to hear you guys were able to join. Chapter 7 of the Song of Achilles. Hopefully you're enjoying that one, and let's get into the next sprint. Methinks it's the right time to do so. Also, because it's starting to bother me. Listen, my jaw really came for me. My jaw said, you talk too much. How about we reel it in and shut you up? And I'm like, okay, let's do it. So there's that. Love you all the most. And I will see you in 45 minutes. You are not wrong. Bridgerton is for the girlies who love words of affirmation. Yes. I'm like, yes, somebody needs to be desperately in love with me, and I will live vicariously through Kate. I will. Yes, no lies were told in the making of that message. For real. For sure. Buenas, buenas. How did everyone do? I just gave the cats a new mouse to play with, and Vin is going berserk. You can literally see her right there, just launching her mouse around and throwing it around. She is very, very excited about it. Literally, look at her. She is too excited about it. Whenever I give them a new mouse, Vin just goes crazy. Anyways, I got to page 108 of what's the I always forget this book's name, A Day of Fallen Night. So I read like 33 pages or so, and you know, we're making progress. Love that for me. How did everyone do? I literally set a reminder for this live stream and I still missed it. Listen, it happens to the best of us. That's what happens to me too when I see any live stream happening. I'm like, set a reminder. But then for the longest time, I had my YouTube like notifications off, so it would never notify me and I would always forget. Now I do have my notifications on, so that's, you know, I see it, but otherwise I would not. Just a couple of chapters left before I finish From Blood and Ash, and now I am deciding what I should start next, Bone Shard Daughter or Fourth Wing. Again, two very different vibes. Bone Shard Daughter is very, you know, high fantasy, very serious, versus Fourth Wing, which I've heard is more like fantasy romance. So it really depends on whether you're trying to break up fantasy romance and like throwing something in the middle, or going from romantasy to another romantasy. I think it really is up to you. Got to page 374 of Straight On Till Morning. I have 114 pages left. Was that thunder? I think it might rain soon. I have about 40 pages left in The Fairest of All. I should so finish this in the next sprint and on to the next. I didn't read it all, had dinner and cleaned up. Page 171. I read so much. 45 minutes of subtitles on Black Sails episodes. I am so incredible. I absolutely love that for you, Roma. 30 pages. I read 8 very eventful pages and now I'm 53% into the book. Only read 6 more pages of Yellowface, but those were some of the best 6 pages. Ooh, love that. Miss Rebecca coming through. Read 34 pages of Confession, finished Cersei, now working on my review and the discussion questions for my book club group. Love that. Vin has gotten massive. Vin, literally, everybody says she looks like a bobcat. Oh, and then every family member says that she just straight up looks like a tiger, which, you know, I can totally see it because everybody told me like she's going to be Vig. Yes, she's going to be big. Her vet always told me, the vet has always been like, she's going to be massive Mel. And I'm like, how big can she really get? Because I'd never really seen like female cats be this big, but not still fighting for the mouse. But yeah, no, she is literally massive. Reading Ignite Me, I just started 68% of the way through Almond, got to page 138 of the feud, of Top of the Feud chain, got 68% done with volume 8 of Yona of the Dawn. The cats are going crazy. Read 30 pages of One for My Enemy. Olivia Blake never disappoints with a writing style and interesting setup. Got here late, so only 4 pages. 51 pages of yours truly, so I'm on page 212. Read 4 pages of Addie and impulsively booked a flight to Costa Rica. Love that. That's gonna be exciting. Hopefully you have the best time. Got to 45%. Not much progress this sprint. My mother called. Hopefully the call was super good. Wish I could stay all night reading, but it's almost midnight. Listen, no, if you have to go to bed, then very much get some rest. The cats are always crazy, but we know this. It is nothing new. They're just going. Sil is currently under the rug. I wish I could... Let me see if I can take a picture of this. But she's currently... Sil. Babas. Do you want to look at me? So this is Sil right now. She is currently under the rug. So that's her right now. And then Vin's very clearly just going with the mouse. They're just having a riot right now. 30 pages into Hard Bones, page 384, start a new chapter. Read 30 pages, now on page 80 in Daughter of the Moon Goddess, 52 pages, reading Dragonfall, only read 23 pages, joined late, made some tea, that sounds very nice. Read 35 pages of Fourth Wing, 28 pages into One for My Enemy, going to start The Ballad of Never After. Hopefully you love it, it really is a great time. Hello, halfway through The Raven Boys, read 15 pages of Daisy Jones, did my skincare skincare. That was great to hear. I am definitely trying to break up the romantasy right now while I wait for the second From Blood and Ash book to come in. Bone Shard it is. Glad to be of help. One chapter of The Duke and I. Not sure how I feel about it though. Think I prefer the show so far. Yeah, that's what I've heard about. Definitely like the first season and the first book is the show. From what I've heard, does it a lot better. Read 50 more pages, so I'm 100 pages in. Have about 50 pages left of Funny You Should Ask. So it's not the best romance I've read. It's just not mediocre. Not in my house. It's not mediocre in my house. I'll love it for you. It's fine. Read another chapter of Atlanta. Still vibing. Finished a deal with the Elf King. How did you enjoy it? I still own that, right? It's somewhere in my shelves, I think. Unless it's not. I'm pretty sure it is. Is it not? Oh yeah, it is. It's up there. How was it? How did you enjoy it? Read another chapter. I already read that one. I'm studying with this stream. It's so early here. Love from India. Love from Panama. And I hope the studying is going great. The cars, they are cars. The cats brawling in the background, always. 53 pages. It was a big deal when the music teacher asked the students to read banned books. I have so many questions. This is a joke. Is this the joke of the day? Roma, you've got me confused. I can't tell if this is a joke or if this one's like actually like serious. I got questions. 15% into Beach Read. I can't spell. I meant cats. Listen, at least that one's easy to debunk. I got you. Just napped through that whole sprint. Love that for you, Caitlin. A sprint is very much needed. Read 48 pages of In the Life of Puppets. I'm currently 44% into my book. I also washed my new tattoo. Put some Aquaphor on it. Listen, I had no idea that Aquaphor was what you put on tattoos. So when I got mine done, I was like, Mom, what the fuck do I do? And she's like, girl, it's easy. Just put Aquaphor in it. Because listen, one of my biggest fears, it goes the same way with piercings, which is why I haven't gotten any. My fear is to get infected in any way, shape, or form, which I know for tattoos, it's rarer than with piercings. It still terrifies the shit out of me. I'm like, we're not doing all that. Confused out of my mind, 18 pages into the Wisteria Society, not the confusion. Did you hear John Green got lost in Canada? He was looking for Alaska. That one's kind of funny, not gonna lie, but it's still very cringe. Still reading, it's so good. If you borrow the tiny human sleeping stuffed animal to be your emotional support partner, it's all good, right? I mean, put it back before they wake up, obviously, right? As long as they don't notice, it's technically, it doesn't count. They don't see it. Out of sight, out of mind. 186 pages into Addicted to You. What is your ranking of the Emily Henry books? People we meet on vacation. Beach read. Happy place. Book lovers. I think that would be my ranking. Just finished The Housemaid. I really like to deal with the Elf King. It wasn't groundbreaking or anything, but it did it for me. They were just a cute couple. 3 chapters of Gideon, page 270 of ACOWAR. Music teacher asked them to read banned books and not banned books. I'm still I know this is a joke, and I'm still trying to get it. I get the banned books. Oh, did you misspell it earlier? I'm so confused. I get it, but I'm confused still. No, you wrote it right. I'm still confused. Anyways, I've read Only This Beautiful Moms and Man, and I'm only... I am so confused. I'm like, is the chat confusing or is my brain just not working? One of the, I mean, the both of them are possible. I'm reading Only This Beautiful Moms. Is that the name of the book? And Mans, I hate one of the main character's boyfriend. Like, every time he talks, I want to throw something. Oh, reading. If I just read the next comment, I would have debunked that real quick. Listen, it happens one too many times where I'm reading a romance book and I'm like, what's going on here? Who gave this the go? Who signed on this? Because I would like to... I would like to speak to them. So definitely felt that because I've had that experience way too many times. 5 hours left in my audiobook. I am now frosting cupcakes. Very nice. I have the Kindle app on my iPad and I'm contemplating getting a Kindle Paperwhite. Is it worth it or is it kind of overkill? I mean, I would say it depends on what you use your iPad for. Because I know for me, I use my iPad solely as an e-reader. So that's what I use it for. And I have all of the notifications turned off. So nothing distracts me when I'm reading. So that's what I've opted for, so that I don't have to buy a Kindle, and I don't, because I just know I'm not going to use both things. Let me just pause this thing real quick before it goes off. Yeah, so I don't have to like get the, like both things. I just use my iPad. But I think it just depends on what you use your iPad for outside of reading, and if you read a lot of ebooks. Because if you're fully going to take advantage of a Kindle, then I'd say like sure, it's definitely a good financial decision. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's where my brain is at, but I don't know. I feel like, where am I? I feel like the iPad is too big and too expensive to take everywhere, so I kind of want a Kindle, but I'm not sure. What sized iPad do you have? Because if it's anything bigger than the mini, then I'd say it's probably some level of inconvenience to it. Because I know I'm reading on my iPad mini, so it feels like a Kindle. It's the same kind of like look and feel. But yeah, if the iPad is like really, really big, I would say maybe. Also, when is Prime Day? Because I know during Prime Day, they do like a bunch of like Kindle discounts and stuff, and they'll give you like months for free on KU and like all of these different things to accompany you buying the Kindle. So maybe for Prime Day, it would be a really good one, but I just don't know when the dates are for that. So I got no idea. This conversation is so topical because I got my first tattoo about 2 months ago and it just got infected. Oh no. See, that's my biggest fear. I've seen like TikToks and photos of it, and I was just like, I'm not trying to do all that. I just get so terrified by the idea of it. And then, I mean, it all went well with mine because it's also just like small, but I can't even imagine that happening with like a bigger tattoo. Oh god, the idea of it is fucking terrifying. I think I'm going to give A Deal with the Elf King 3.5 stars. It was fun, but nothing groundbreaking. The housemaid was excellent. Just not seeing the chemistry between the characters, even with all the backstory. No, I think that's fair. Banned books, like a band. I know. I'm just low sometimes. I also, like, I will say, I am probably the worst person to tell a joke to, because I will not laugh. I'm literally like, my sense of humor is fucked. People will show me things they find funny, and I am the friend to just... Okay. Like, I'm not... My sense of humor is fucked. I don't know what to say. Anyways, when is the next live sprint? Actually, next week. Next sprint, we have a readathon. It's public for 24 hours. So we'll have 2 more sprints next week, Friday and Saturday. So there's that to look forward to. Not walk it off. Oh, it's all good. Oh my god, if you've read all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, what's your ranking? Oh, I have not read all of them. I've only read Daisy Jones and Seven Husbands, and I would not even rank Seven Husbands. Just chuck it. I'm just keeping Daisy Jones. Me struggling with 2 new piercings. See, that's why I am not getting piercings. Also, just I'm allergic to anything in my ears. Anything. My ears are fancy for some reason. I'm like, there's not enough money for that ears. But I'm allergic to anything that isn't gold. So ridiculous. It has made my life a living hell. So if I wear anything that is not, gold plated or gold, and even gold plated sometimes will get infected. I can't put anything in my ears. So I need to find something that works, because I'm scared of, I know there's like some what's it called, like some anti-allergic materials and stuff. I don't trust it though. My ears are too sensitive. It is disgusting. Band and band sound the same, so it's a joke on this. You're killing me. Listen, you're seeing me struggle on screen. I genuinely see jokes just fly over my head. I don't know what to say. Anyways, I was not notified. How much longer for sprints? We're doing 1 more sprint and then I'm logging off. But again, we'll be doing 2 more sprints next week. And again, if you guys have, if you guys want weekly sprints, see, this is where I'm starting to get chaotic. It's gonna get more unhinged as we go, as a little warning. Yes, if you guys want weekly sprints, the link for Patreon is in the description, because we do weekly sprints, we do Discord sprints. There's just like a bunch of sprinting going on always, in case you guys do want that on like a daily or a more consistent. Let me go, Lord. Can I do this? Anyways, yes, on a more consistent basis. Book Lovers being at the bottom has me sobbing. That is one of my 6-star all-time faves. I did not like Book Lovers. I mean, it's not that it's like a horrible book. I don't think Emily Henry is capable of writing like a horrible book. But in the grand scheme of things, not my favorite. I also think it's the way that it was sold initially. There was loads of talk about the romance itself and not necessarily about the whole sisterhood situation. And so when the book's focus was so much on her and her sister, I was like, what's going on? Because this is not what was sold to me. And so I think it was mostly just the way that the book was promoted, marketed, sold to the people. I am people. The people were bamboozled. I am people. And it's just, it was not a great time in comparison to some of her other books. And that's fine. Roma has spares due to the big loss. Reading on my chunky iPad is rough. Okay, listen, I could not imagine reading on an iPad Pro. I'd feel like I don't even know. It's too big. Prime Day changes. Oh, it changes from year to year. Do we have a date for this year? Because listen, I have seen some really great discounts on Kindles on Prime Day and a really good set of promos before. That's when it's almost gotten me. Prime Day is always the day where I'm like, oh, I get a Kindle today. Then I'm like, no, I don't need it. But I've been close to it. The sale on Kindles was last week. Oh, so the next one will probably be in another month or two. Well, if I would have known that, Liz, I would have let you know. But I did not know. It's cool, Mel. I laugh at everything. Okay, that, Ashley. I laugh at the things I shouldn't. Oh my God, my timing is always awful, but people will show me just like the most ridiculous things. They'll show me like these compilations of like, oh my God, like this is so funny, try not to laugh. And I'm like, what's there to laugh at? Like, it's just, there are no jokes present, no laughter present. Like, I don't know what to say. So listen, I'm fucked. I just sense of humor, fucked. But there's that. Solidarity, Mel. My ears get gross with the fake stuff. Okay, literally get super gross. Like, oh my God, it's just disgusting. So there's that. I do have like a pair of like proper like gold earrings that I'm like, anytime these babies get slightly off, I'm like, and then I just put those on. But I tend to not wear them a lot. But it's bad. It gets really fucking gnarly. Agree. Daisy Jones all the way. Unpopular opinion, but I loved Malibu Rising. Is it an unpopular opinion? I feel like I haven't seen a lot of people dislike Taylor Jenkins Reid books. I feel like everybody loves them. Much better than Evelyn Hugo. I would argue a lot of things are better than Evelyn Hugo. Not Mel, I am going to make you laugh. You remember me quitting being Pakistani because it's all about the language of service. I cannot with you, Roma. Oh my God, we love to sprint on Discord and the Citadel too. That we do. I feel the allergic, if not gold or real. My mom learned when I was a baby and had my ears pierced. Same. My mom had to learn the hard way. And I had like these very like tiny, teeny like earrings, and then I lost one of them. It was a whole thing. And then I got the ones I have now that I've had for years, but it's very fucking inconvenient. Thankfully though, I did find out, at least for me, it worked. Ana Luisa earrings have never gotten my ears infected, so at least on that end I'm good, because I can switch up the earrings without fucking up my ears. Anything else though, for some reason, just it doesn't work. I feel you with the anxiety. I have 8 tattoos, and let me tell you, this piece of my tattoo is giving me so much anxiety I couldn't deal with it. Now it's fine, still healing, but I feel you. Thankfully it's healing though, because I can't imagine, I mean, I bet it hurts, or at least like it burns in some capacity. I'm not sure exactly how it feels, but that must not be great. Not period, Jin the Patreon. Oh, I feel that way about Beach Read. That was the most unhinged laughter you'll ever hear from me. What the fuck was that? I have a couple of tattoos and they went well, but thinking of piercings makes me nervous and I find it so weird. Yes. And the thing is, I would love to have my entire ear pierced, but the amount of money that goes into that, not one I'm willing to spend. Like, I love how it looks. I'll admire it on other people. I'll just ear cuff my whole ear. Because we're not doing that. I'm scared. The Sisters plot is good, but it is not what I picked up the book for. That. I agree that it was good. There were some things I didn't enjoy about it, but it was good. It's just not what I signed up for. I think that's a great way of saying it, because It was not fine. I'll ask if my brother knows about Prime Day. He works at Amazon. Ooh, hopefully he can give you an answer. Looks like it will be in July. There we go. If I still want to Kindle by the next Prime Day, I'll know it's not FOMO. Listen, that's a great philosophy. I always tell myself, if I'm wanting to buy something and I can wait, you know, 3, 5 days, a week, a month, and if I still want it, then my heart desires it. Let's go. Otherwise, I'll try to reel myself back in. I mean, I don't know if the terminology is we don't like Evelyn Hugo. I don't like Evelyn Hugo. I don't think the rep is very good, or at least as good as everybody claims that it is. I have a lot to say about Evelyn Hugo. Book Lovers is the only one I've read so far, but I got People We Meet on Vacation right now checked out from my library. That's exciting. I definitely love that one. It still remains my favorite, and I can't wait to reread it. I am rereading it this year, so I'm excited. Malibu Rising was better in my opinion. I loved her parents' backstory and was more entertaining. Ana Luisa has saved my ears. I can't do fake earrings. That. It's just been so good. And also with the ear cuffs, again, it gives me like a way to dress up my ears without having to pierce them, because I'm scared. I'm literally terrified. Yes, but my ears are stretched and they are pretty big, so I have to go with natural material like stone or wood, otherwise it's ugly. Yeah, no, I thought that. I've got friends who are also in that same situation where they're like, so what do I do? What do I do with this situation? And so it gets a little bit trickier. My ears know instantly. Okay, they just spotted. They were like, we're putting the fake stuff in, Mel. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I promise I'm not. Don't fuck me up. But it does. It does. It literally will take it 48 hours before it starts scabbing over. It does so fast. It's really, really bad. I liked Evelyn Hugo. Y'all are scaring me. I mean, listen, it's subjective. I personally didn't like it. The majority of the people do. I just think that, you know, one rep might be good. The other one's really not good. So I'm just, you know, am I willing to, like, you know, sacrifice one for the other? I don't know. I feel like there's better things out there in terms of rep, if that's what we're going for. I have 7 piercings in each ear. I want more books and piercings addiction. Yeah, that's what I want. I'm like, I just want everything in one ear and then the other ear. Just like a row of, oh my God, it's so hot. I want it so bad. But it's expensive. And also, there are a lot, I think the majority of like piercing / tattoo joints, they don't let you bring like your own earring to like put in. You have to buy it through them. And a lot of the time they have like a standard that they want to place the first time. It's a whole thing. I'm not trying to deal with that. Just leave me and my ear cuffs. We're fine. We're thriving. I went to get another tattoo, but my first tattoo yes, Mel, didn't heal well, so I'm scared. Listen, if you do get one, I hope it goes better. I would say maybe, I mean, if the experience was not so good because of the, you know, the place that you went to. Oh, hi, Sil. Bye, Sil. Maybe go to like another place instead of the one you went to last time. But I don't know if it's just like your skin doesn't handle that very well, or if it's the place and like the materials that they used, because that does play a big part into it. Reading Beach Read right now, and I read People We Meet on Vacation, and it actually was not my favorite. Yeah, no, I feel like with the People We Meet on Vacation being the first spot, I feel like that's not the norm. I feel like people typically peach? No. Place Beach Read at the top. Anyways, Nami about to join your Patreon for more live sprints. Join us, join us, join us. I missed these sprints. I had to leave the Patreon for personal reasons, but I think I'm finally ready to rejoin. Welcome back, join. Me being a hype woman, be like, hey everybody, welcome back. Getting ready to start my half sleeve soon. Oh, that's gonna be so nice. All cutesy Halloween things. Oh, that will be so cool. First will be a cupcake with a haunted house. I like that. I love that. My goal with like tattoos is I want like a wrist sleeve situation. Like I just want to like my entire like both sleeves. What? Both wrists. I just want like full of like dainty tattoos, or maybe just one arm, because I don't know if it'd look good on both. But I remember seeing, oh my God, it was a waitress way back when I was still in high school, at one of like my favorite restaurants, and she had the most beautiful like dainty tattoos. She was also very cute, so I don't know, I'm like, was it you or is it the tattoos? A little bit of both, honestly. But she just had the most beautiful tattoos, like super dainty on one of her wrists, and I'm like, damn, that is like tattoo like aesthetic goals like all around. And so after that, I'm like, damn, it would be really cool to kind of figure something out for like the wrist. I feel like it'd be really, really cool. I love watching you, but I've never joined one of these. This is cool. Welcome. I tried to get other ear piercings and no way. Listen, it really is scary. My cartilage piercings took years to fully heal. Oh, see, I'm not trying to deal with all of that. I'm not a side sleeper, so I don't think that would be an issue. I also can't sleep on my sides now because of my jaw disorder. But yeah, I feel like I feel like I'd fuck something up in the process of cutting some. I DNF'd Beach Read, but my sister loves it so far, so I might pick it up. Let's see. P.S. Ooh, Prime Day is on July 12th and 13th. There you go, Liz. We got dates. More Patreon people. Not booyah. It's gonna be a wild and beautiful ride, guys. You'll never regret it. I promise I am more entertained there. I cannot. I won patchwork sleeves. They look so good in my opinion. I know a lot of people think it's ugly. Patchwork sleeves? I don't think I've... What's that? Let's see. I don't know that terminology. Patchwork sleeve tattoo. What's... Oh, wait. Wait, no, this is cool. Wait. What is it? What is it exactly? I have so many questions. Is it like a specific style of tattoo? The first thing that came up is this. I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing. But if that's what it is that what it is? I don't know if this is the one, but I love this. Is it just like a... Is that what you call like the dainty tattoos like all over? I don't know, but I like it, Picasso. I like it. If this is the one, I like it. I like it a lot. My forearm is going to have a dainty. There's a little witch in everyone. Oh, wait, I love that. And there is a little witch in everyone. I do agree. Speaking of tattoos, I just got my Credence Moon tattoo a couple of days ago. Is this supposed to say crescent? I feel like it is. Where am I? I'm a chronic side sleeper, but my ear piercings didn't bother me too much, and my septum didn't bother me at all. Haven't read in several days. Listen, Cameron, hopefully we can get something done with the reading. Is there a video where you talked about your jaw? I've been MIA from Patreon for the last 2 months, so I think I missed a chapter. I mean, the chapter is rather new, so maybe that's why, but I have been diagnosed with a temporal... See, here I go with the medical terms. With a a mandibular disorder, TMJD. That's what I've been diagnosed with. And then also bruxism. There's a lot of like muscle damage in my jaw. It's a whole thing. It's been painful. It's not been pretty, and it's not good. I mentioned it briefly in like a Patreon post, also in a community post on YouTube, and then in the intro of the bookshelf reorganization video. But it's difficult. Like, it's definitely a big adjustment. It's never something I've experienced before as far as like chronic pain goes, but some days are good. Diagnosed with tempura. Did I get this? Do I got this? Shringala, I got there, kind of. But yeah, the pain comes and goes. There are some days that are better than others. Some days that are really bad. Like, it just depends on the day, but yeah, it affects everything. It's like sometimes like my teeth feel super sensitive and like my jaw hurts. Like the mobility of my face has also been changing. So like I have full mobility, but I don't feel it. Like sometimes it feels numb, and it's weird. My ears sometimes hurt, the nose, the mouth, the head. Sometimes my arms are tingling. It's just like a whole temporomandibular. There we go. Yay. So there's that. It's a journey. It's definitely something to get used to. I'm using a night guard when I'm going to bed, but now we're looking into other things to, further like manage the pain, because it's, I've been wearing it for a few days because I literally got it on Tuesday, but it's been a lot. It's gotten me bedridden for a few days at a time sometimes because the pain is bad. But listen, we're trying to like, reel in the pain and like figure out what works and what doesn't. But it's a lot because it's affecting everything. It's affecting like the energy levels, like the mood levels, how much I'm able to talk or not. It is what it is. Today's my second to last day at this stupid job place, and I'm glad that you're almost gone, and I hope that these last few days are good. I feel you, Mel. I have, oh god, here we go, medical terms, myofascial pain disorder. It's facial version of, oh, my favorite word that I don't know how to pronounce. I am going to try. See, I already started bad. Fibro. Fibromyalgia. 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 Yes. I don't know. I struggle with that word so much. Listen, we've talked about this on Patreon. The amount of times that word has come up in the chat, and I try every time, and I get it wrong every time. We've been over this. Fibromyalgia. Yes? Yeah, no, you went country for a second. Oh my god. Listen, I'm horrible with medical terms. There was a reason I was not destined to be a doctor. People would be like, what's my diagnostic? And I'd be like, fibrio tempura. It's awful. I don't know how to pronounce things. Anyways, that sounds awful. Did it start randomly or did something cause it? So the bruxism is caused by stress and anxiety, both of which I have. Generalized anxiety and chronic stress, if we want to call it that. So it's a thing. That's technically what calls it. Yes, what causes it. And it happens mostly in my sleep, so it's like a sleep apnea thing. It's a whole thing. So there's that. That's technically the origin of it, but I first came the TMJ pain. Like that joint pain was the first thing that started, because 2 years ago I literally woke up one day and suddenly my joint was not in the right spot and my jaw started clicking and popping, and at first it wasn't an issue, but now as of late it became an issue because of the bruxism. So love that for me. The last one you said, yay, A++ for effort. Thank you so much. I just finished Queen Charlotte. I want me a Farmer George. Just George. Farmer George. Ah! Again, if my partner is not kicking, screaming, and throwing up at the thought of me, I don't want it. Just discovered these sprints and they've helped me increase my stamina while reading. Finished Daughter of the Moon Goddess so fast. Hell yeah. I'm sorry, I feel you, Mel. I've got lupus and sometimes my joints hurt so bad that I can't get out of bed. Yeah, no, it's definitely been an adjustment. It's just, and you know, it's what the conversations I've been having with like friends and family is, it's hard to explain something that's invisible, right? When it comes to like anything chronic, it's you relaying information to other people or to doctors, and it really takes people believing you in order for you to start working towards something that, you know, feels better than what you're currently experiencing. And, you know, like to me, you know, I've read books and I've watched movies and I've met people, you know, that talk about chronic illness, and that experience chronic pain of, you know, in some level of some kind. It's one thing to hear about it, to read about it, to watch it in media and, you know, to like empathize with it. It's something entirely different to have to deal with it. And I think that's the part that's just been obviously like a huge adjustment. So I extra feel for anybody that goes through anything chronic, because it really is tough to like have to readjust your entire routine to fit this thing that you're currently experiencing. And again, it's even hard to like get people to believe you, because you know, I've had people, you know, these past few weeks in my family be like, are you sure that's the only thing that's happening? Are you sure you're not experiencing something else? And I'm like, I don't know how else to explain it to you, but this is what I'm experiencing, and it's hard and it's tough, but you know, it's what it is. Book her for a voiceover of a medication commercial. I cannot. Where's your ring from? This one's from Ana Luisa. This one's from Bow Life. Every time I see tempura, my brain goes to tempurpedic. Oh my god, I cannot. I suck at this. I just joined the Patreon, so sorry to hear about the health struggles. I know a lot of people with fibromyalgia. Oh, look at that. It came out nice. Your chronic pain is definitely a struggle. Yeah, no. Again, I feel for everybody who does, because this is... It's really, really difficult. I'm so sorry. That really sounds awful. At least you don't have a job where you have to dog all, right? That's what everybody in my life has been saying. Literally, Carissa has been making, Carissa's my best friend, by the way, but she's literally been making fun of it. She's like, listen, from a fellow chronic ill girl to another chronically ill girl, it's hilarious, honestly, that your job is talking and this is what you're experiencing right now. I'm like, yeah, right? Just smite me. Just end me at this point. Oh, I have TMJ pain and it is horrible. I also had locked jaw from it for 24 hours and couldn't eat. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. It's like, it's sometimes eating is difficult. Eating, not eating, I just said that. Eating is difficult because you don't want to like overuse your jaw. Sleeping sometimes can also be awful just because you lay down and once all of your like your cervix, your, I mean in Spanish we call it la cervical, is it the your cervix, your cervical, your spine? Anyways, I don't know these shit, I don't know these terms. But when your spine is like actually in its right, placement and everything aligns, it hurts even more. So even laying down is like difficult sometimes, but we're trying. Just joining. Reading Adventures of Amina Al-Sirafi. Absolutely love that. Now, we will head into the last sprint because I need to stop talking. that's where I'm at because I can feel it. So, yes, let's get into the last sprint. Love you guys so much. Happy productivity. And I will see you in 45 minutes. All right, friends, that was our very last sprint. How'd everyone do? I need to go ice this baby boy so that it feels better. And then go to bed. But I did read another 27 pages of A Day of Fallen Night. I did have to like take a walk though and just go massage my face because it's not feeling so good right now. But aside from that, very productive sprints, if you ask me. Definitely the motivator I needed to get some of this read. So, you know, only 140 pages. No, not 140. I wish that's how much of it I had left. 740 pages left. Not that bad, all things considered. Am I the only one who wants to think that way about longer books? Listen, it is what it is. We're making progress, and progress is all a girl can hope for. So we're going to do it. Anyways, I got to page 424 of Straight On Till Morning, and I have 64 pages left. Feel like I could have finished this or at least gotten further if I didn't get so distracted. Listen, that's totally fine. You'll totally either finish it tonight or finish it tomorrow. So at least that's good. Got to page 124. I got 9 hours into my 24-hour challenge. Got to page 276 of yours truly. I may just stay up and finish the last 100 pages before bed. Just working on the book club journal. You've inspired me to start annotating my books. It makes me so happy. I hope you're loving it. No reading the entire time, but I finished my journaling session. Glad that I worked through my feelings. Very, very nice. Finished Top of the Few Chain. Read 40 more pages. 3 chapters of Blacktop Wasteland. The sprint was a great motivator for me. 77 pages in totals. Cheers, Mel. I'm glad that it was super productive. I'm on page 183 of Queen of Shadows. 30 pages. These sprints were the kick I needed to get to read a new book. Got 41 pages into Camp Zero. I have been inspired to start heavily reading again. It's been a minute. That's awesome. Finished Fairest? Yes, Fairest of All. And On to the Beast Within. Yay. Read 40 pages. Thanks to the sprints. I miss these. Listen, I'm glad I can provide what I can within the capabilities. I have 68 pages left and I will hopefully finish it either tonight before I go to bed or tomorrow morning. Hello, how are you? A little bit in pain, but it is what it is. So we're about to hop off so I can go take care of it. Randomly fell asleep during the whole sprint. Listen, love that for you, Aisha. I got 242 pages into Archer's Voice. Started later into the sprint, so only read 20 pages. Listen, progress is great. Got to part 2 in Night Circus. Planned a Barnes & Noble trip for tomorrow to get Fourth Wing and The Serpent and the Wings of a Night. Finished Funny You Should Ask, and I do say the ending did make it way better for me. I just didn't like Chain pining over him. Oh, I can't remember what her name is, but yes, totally got you. Pining for him the whole book, but Gabe's perspective made it better. Yeah, I like that the book has no miscommunication. That's the part I really, really like, because in comparison to other romance books, I think it made the experience a lot better. 1/4 of the way through Beach Read. These sprints helped a lot. Thank you, my very welcome. I have 50 pages left of Yellowface. Ooh, you're definitely gonna finish that tonight, maybe. Finished building my Lego Vespa. She's beautiful and started. Oh my god, I have to start watching XO Kitty as well. I saw that it came out today and I had no idea, and I added it to my list. It looks very, very nice. But yes, I'm going to hop off, friends, to take care of this because it really is starting to bother me. And I'll see you guys next week for a 24-hour readathon. Don't forget that if you do want more regular sprints on Discord and same format as this, there is always the option of Patreon. It is linked at the top of the description, and there's a bunch of stuff always going on over there that you guys would love. So there's that, and tomorrow we have a movie night. We're watching Freaky Friday, which is going to be very, very fun. So yes, love you guys so much. I will catch you on the next sprints. I also have a video going up on Sunday, so there's also that, and we'll catch you all on all of those things. Love you all so much, and I will see you then.